we're gonna be showing you guys some breakfast taboo. So let's head out in the Chicago weather. We get to wear sweaters, finally. It's not so hot anymore. Let's go. Jeez, I'm trying to figure out how to use my new camera. My lips look purple. I don't know if they're gonna look like that officially, but I'm looking at them and they look purple. All right, so we're making 2 stops today. We already stopped by Dunkin' Donuts. Now we're at Jewel. We're gonna pick up a couple things. We wanted to make this vlog for you guys to kind of put in perspective, eating out, is it really that bad? Choices, and then also breakfast, because I know we tell you guys all the time that we fast, and you guys have gotten used to hearing that, but then I said in one of the vlogs that I didn't eat breakfast, and someone's like, what? She doesn't eat breakfast? Technically everyone eats breakfast. Breakfast is when you break your fast. Doesn't matter what time of day it happens, but I'm gonna go into depth as to why we don't eat really early. In other words, what everyone else perceives as breakfast. Alright, so we're back and it's time to start cooking. Hello. Okay, so the 2 points I wanted to make in this video is simply people who see you eating out, say you go to McDonald's and you get a bagel with egg, ham, and cheese. Now people perceive this as such a bad thing. You can make the exact same thing at home, but it's okay because it's done at home. There are smart ways to eat out and dumb ways to eat out, obviously. If I go to McDonald's, crucify me. But if I go and get, you know, the sandwich that is pretty much what you would make at home, and you don't have to worry about, is this meat? What is this? What is the bun made out of? Things like that. See, going out and eating is not created equal. It depends what you eat, quality of food, what you choose. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. But then the biggest reason I wanted to do it was why I don't eat breakfast at a breakfast hour that people think. Technically I'm eating breakfast now at 3 in the afternoon because I'm breaking my fast. But the reason why I don't, now a typical person would go into Dunkin' Donuts, they would go ahead and order maybe something like this or a muffin, and then on top of it they would get a donut. So something like that looks good, right? Decent. Then they go and order their coffee. We did the calculations for this. They're not on the top of my head, but it was close to 1,000, a little bit more. We're gonna obviously put them because we always put the macros for it. It's about like 1,000 something, I think around 1,100 calories. And that's breakfast. For some people, that's 8 o'clock in the morning. So now you gotta think, you've got the rest of the day and you've already consumed so many calories. This is why fasting becomes so important if you're trying to eat at a deficit and finding it difficult, because you're removing that 1,000 calories that you're eating at 8 o'clock and you're pushing it, and therefore you have very limited time from that when you broke your fast to bedtime, so you never actually feel hungry. And then there's that concern, well, I'm really hungry in the morning every morning. This doesn't last very long. I used to be that person. He fasted way before me, and he kept trying to get me to fast. I'm like, no, I love breakfast. I wake up just for breakfast. Like, that is my motivation. I can't get throughout my day. I did it, and the first day I did it, I'm like, I wasn't hungry. That was fine. And then I was like, this is possible. This is very doable. But for that reason, if you find it really difficult to stay at a deficit and you skip out on breakfast, you're giving yourself less time to eat, meaning you are satisfied. That is the best part, is you're always gonna feel satisfied. I fasted during my bulk, and that becomes a little bit difficult because I wanted it for the benefits of fasting and the fact that I gave my body a break from food, allowing it to heal, recover, and allowing it to tap into my fat storage and use that as energy instead of my breakfast. It is a bit more difficult though on a bulk, because the larger amount of food you need to eat, a smaller window of opportunity to eat it, but if you can do it, it's an awesome benefit. But that's just another reason why we love fasting, because I think I broke my fast when we went to the zoo and I was hungry all day because I broke it way too early. And we went to Dunkin' Donuts, and I ended up overeating because I just couldn't take the deficit. I was like, I don't know, I'm just so hungry today. And that was really the only time that I've done it in years and years. So for that reason, I wanted to give that little tip for you guys. If you're finding it hard to eat at a deficit, make your fast a little longer. 14 hours is the minimum, but say you're doing 14 hours and you're still hungry, try pushing to 16 hours, see how that feels. I've accidentally pushed to like 18 hours and that was not good. I had a headache. It's probably not a good idea, especially if you're very active. But just a little tip we wanted to give. And now I kind of want to just dig into this. Oh, and we also wanted to see if it was different. Can you guys guess which one is homemade and which one is Dunkin' Donuts? Let me see if it tastes any different. Oh, my cheese is oozing out. The texture is different. The flavor is the same.
It's more filling. It's probably gonna be more filling.
Yeah, but the taste is... He's like, you have something there. This one's homemade, obviously the uglier looking one, but it looks pretty because it's bigger. I'm not gonna bite that one because that's for him. I don't want to eat your food, but I think it tastes very similar. What's cool about cooking at home though is because I get to add in as much meat as I want to, as much protein as I want to, whereas he gets wah wah. So for that reason.
And the price is probably the same.
You said it's like $3, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it was like $3 to buy all that ham and 3 bagels. So obviously this will always, price-wise, will always be better, but it took a while to prepare. And the biggest problem with these coffee shops, it's not even the food, it's not even the donut, it's the coffee. The coffee is insane. Like, you have some coffees there, what did you see, like 15 grams of fat in one of the coffees? The amount of sugar in there, like 30 to 60 grams of sugar, like that should be illegal. That's like 30 grams is like, all right, you already reached your limit for the day. You cannot have any more sugar. 60 is like, well, you're screwed. So it's mostly the coffee, and that's why we always have coffee at home, because I control how much sugar and what goes in there. And it might be difficult to give it up if you're currently doing it, but trust me, if you give it some time where you limit the sugar in your coffee, at first it's gonna taste bad. You're not gonna like it. But if you keep it up, you're gonna start enjoying it. And then when you have one of those really sugary coffees, you're not gonna like it. Because I had one that time I went to the zoo. And I was like, what is this? This is like pure sugar. I couldn't even drink it. And before I used to drink it like it was nothing. So you kind of adapt, you get used to it. And the less sugar you eat in a day, your body starts to not handle it as good as it used to. So just a tip, it's that coffee, man. The coffee is the bad one. So we're gonna show you guys the typical macros for somebody who's just going in, ordering without understanding nutrition or even thinking about it, because I used to be that person too, like just buy whatever. And it's for a coffee, a donut, because hey, who doesn't have a donut once they go into Dunkin' Donuts? And then your like breakfast meal. So the 3 things and what it adds up to. But just to see how easy it is for a person to overeat, why it happens, and then also how they consume too much fat and sugar throughout their day. And it all started because of your breakfast. I just like to kind of put in perspective things like this, because I was this person. You know, I was the person who, you know, before work I would go and I would order all this. Granted, I was very active still then, that's why I didn't really gain a lot of weight, but somebody who has an office job that stops by Dunkin' Donuts and has, you know, 1,000 calories in one sitting, they get hungry within an hour to 2 hours. It's proven that when people eat early in the morning, the minute you put food in your mouth, you spike cravings. And that's why people who do have a big breakfast still find themselves hungry 2 hours later, which leads to overeating. So that was kind of the point. I thought it was an important point. Don't you guys agree? Look at my cuddle bunnies. Lila's such a cuddler. I don't know if I can fit in here. We don't, but this is nice. I think I got the wrong end of the deal though.
I didn't.
Daddy's all hidden. It's the perfect spooning.
I like doing this.
You like doing that? Mm-hmm. You smell her, right?
Yeah.
She smells good. So I'm going to continue cuddling here until Lila or hubby pushes me away.
We're gonna get too hot.
We're gonna get too hot. Get out of here. Anyways, we're gonna end the vlog here. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell for notifications. And until next time, bye guys.